They came to Boston on their vacation. They came, they saw.
Woo! 1-0 for the Patriots. I am the Hawk. Welcome to another episode of Hawk Talk. Today we are going to talk about perspective and kind of going into the future a little bit. So I've been actually reading this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And there was an exercise that the writer Stephen Covey wanted the readers to do. So keep in mind with, an open mind with this, but basically what it had me do was it had me close my eyes, all right, and think about going into the future. This is a little bit morbid. I'm not trying to be negative on this beautiful Monday morning, but I think that this can be beneficial. So hear me here. So closing my eyes, going into my future, and actually visualizing myself at my own funeral. Okay, so I'm gonna have 4 different people who are gonna speak at my funeral. One would be, a best friend or a close friend. One would be a family member, father, mother, relative. One would be like a mentor or coach or somebody, you had in the past that, was heavily influenced. And then you could have like a 4th person or something like that. But 3 or 4 different people who would be at your funeral who would actually, speak to who you are and what you stood for and so forth. And so I think that the main point of what this is trying to do is to get you to understand what it is that you want to be viewed as, or what kind of things that you stood for, your values, if you will. So as I was doing this quick little exercise, I wrote down all the different values that I kind of expected all these people to be explaining and saying, that I had. And I think that that's really important. And the reason why I think it's important is because if you don't really understand what your true values are yourself, what's important to you, what you want others to see you as, or how you want others to be treated by you, whatever the case may be, without actually really sitting down and thinking about those, I think that it's going to be really difficult for you to continue forward or get to whatever goal that you have, because you don't really understand exactly what you stand for and what your purpose is. So try that. Take a minute today and kind of go off into the future there and think about what you would want, your 1st grade teacher to talk about you, or your, manager to talk to you about, or your, parents or your best friend at your funeral. What would they say? What kind of things would they be saying about you? And do those align with what you want to be perceived as, or how you want to be seen as? So I think that that's a really interesting, way to take a look at the future a little bit and have a little fun with that and understand kind of what kind of values or what is your mission statement. Because without knowing that, it's going to be really difficult for you to make the straightest path to wherever you're trying to go. So let's try to do that. Let's try to have a little perspective today, understand what your values are, and really try to work our daily habits, our daily situations that we're trying to overcome, or just helping people out, whatever the case may be. Make sure that it aligns and is congruent with what your internal values are. I can tell you firsthand, there's certain things that I want to make sure that I do, and certain perspectives that I have, going forward, and every day certain decisions that I make are off of those. So I think that that's very important, understanding what your values are and what you stand for, and making sure that everything that you're doing on a daily basis, whether it seems small or insignificant, has to do with those values. And that's super important in order for you to sleep at night, and have a good feel good about yourself, but also to, how others are being treated and how you're, kind of being seen by the world. So with that, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of fired up. The Patriots won. We're 1-0. Very excited about that. Football's underway. We've got a new training class coming in at our work. I think today is just the day that we need to get We need to get going. We need to get fired up. We need to get sales. We need to get, just a good day today. So I wish everybody the best luck. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'm going to talk to you soon. Hawk Talk. We're out.
So I dealt with something today that kind of knocked me off my feet a little bit. One of those unfortunate things that pops up really sets you back. Especially when you're working and really driving towards something. And obviously this isn't specific to me. Everyone has to deal with things that they don't want to. No one has smooth sailing all the time. But I was sitting in my living room, pissed off, angry at the world, thinking about all the ways that this unfortunate situation is going to be detrimental to what I'm trying to do. Really feeling defeated. But the more I thought about it, the more it became evident that I was wasting my time. Because realistically, whatever happened, it happened. I can't change that. But what I do have control over is the way I internalize the situation. My perspective. Do I want to see the circumstances good or bad? That old glass half full, half empty concept. So I began thinking about how I can take this unfortunate situation and rather than suffer because of it, how I can benefit from it, make it an advantage. When you really think about what a setback is, it's kind of a unique thing because it's an opportunity to take a step backwards and reapproach the challenge that you're facing. But this time, to come back better than before. To show the universe why it's going to take more than that. It's time to dig deeper now. Time to push yourself to the next level. The world wants to keep throwing problems your way? Good. You'll just keep finding ways to get better. In life, so many of us are lucky to have the freedom to pursue our passion. And we do that tirelessly. But a big part of that is the ability to be agile, to adapt, to find ways to win when you hit a roadblock. A lot of the times that ends up being the difference maker. One of the reasons I love doing this work is because I talk to so many amazing people. I hear so many great stories about these brave individuals battling illnesses, tough times, but still making a point to run, to work out, to excel in their daily lives at work with their family. And again, it just puts everything into perspective. Why shouldn't I be able to transform my situation? Which, by the way, pales in comparison to what some of these people are dealing with. This is life. Here are your puzzle pieces that are assigned to you. Now figure it out. Nothing can't be solved or made better. So I hope anyone listening to this, going through that rough stretch, I hope you can take that step back and really re-examine what it is that's in front of you. Don't be torn down by it. Grow from it. Because when the dust settles, you'll come out way stronger than you were before. And I assure you that the dust will settle. It always does.